Everything was chaos. The beings of this lone, watery world had expanded their mining efforts deep into their planet's core, too deep. The interconnected tunnel structure beneath the oceans fractured under pressure and began filling with water. The liquid seeped deep into the heart of the planet's metal core and sent its gravitational forces into shock. Fissures of steam erupted, pounding their way up through earth, rock, and crust until they broke through the ocean floors and boiled any creature in the vicinity alive. Heat spread through the waters quickly as the core destabilized, and the ocean waters continued to seep through the tunnels, feeding the steaming fissures and draining the once idyllic, crystalline waters of life. Only one sentient, conscious species called this world home. Their name is beyond human pronunciation, musical in nature and relying on the way sound waves travel through water to be properly communicated. So I simply called them the Spades. I chose this name because of the triangular shape of their heads, with a point at the top, but softer, rounded corners near the bottom where a chin might lie. Their heads sat upon soft, flexible bodies, shaped mostly by cartilage and coated in short gray scales like those of a shark. At the bottom, their tails fanned out in another triangular shape that reminded me of the stingrays on Terra, Earth. But perhaps the most intriguing thing about the Spades was their ability to navigate space and time. They were renowned for this natural ability throughout the galaxy and used their talent to connect worlds and spread their wisdom and light. The Spades relied on the naturally formed tunnels under their oceans to traverse space and time. Each tunnel was a vortex of water that, like a portal, led to another ocean, sea, or body of water on another world, or even to concentrations of water within nebulas. As the Spades explored the galaxy and met other beings and inhabitants of other worlds, they began to carve their own tunnels to new worlds. It was a delicate and deeply spiritual process for the Spades. They would sing within the water and follow the vortices their song created. Miners relied heavily on their intuition to know when the echo back felt beautiful and encouraged digging, or when it felt dark and dangerous. Some worlds were not meant to be visited. In the end, a signal was missed, and a tunnel was carved that should never have been touched. The weight of the oceans came crashing down, and the planet began to devour itself. As the tunnels to other worlds collapsed, there was no escape for the remaining Spades. At the time, my soul was experiencing a lifetime as part of a galactic exploration team under the guidance of an interdimensional being called Commander Ashtar. We had picked up the emergency transmission from a watery outpost near the edge of the binary star system Sirius, where we were investigating a gravitational anomaly. Upon receiving the news about the Spades and their homeworld, we immediately recalled all craft to our mothership and set course for the Spades world. But instead of traveling through hyperspace or light speed like we see in science fiction here on Terra, Earth, the whole vessel and all of its inhabitants shifted into a dimension of living, morphing dark matter. The dark matter spread out, web-like, across the whole of the galaxy and beyond into the greater universe. Gravitational tunnels spiraled in elegant geometric patterns through the hearts of stars and out into the darkness of interstellar space. It was beyond beautiful. Though Commander Ashtar and our crew had learned how to utilize the dark matter tunnel system to travel through space, we had yet to understand how to travel through time. It was for this reason that we pushed our craft to the utmost limits of capability, for the Spades were the only beings in the galaxy at that moment to understand the intricacies of time, though even they could not predict nor see the future. Time is yet to be fully understood. After several agonizing hours, we emerged from the webs of dark matter and sped out from the gravity of the Spades' sun. But nothing could prepare us for what we saw. Their world looked like a stellar dragon had taken a large bite out of it. Molten lava streamed out into space, cooling and hardening into a deadly labyrinth of new asteroids and satellites. Massive pockets of steam erupted through the atmosphere and immediately froze into comet-sized spears of ice with the potential to puncture our hull. As we approached, our instruments detected only a few pockets of life left on the planet. We got to work. Our mineral space mining crew detached and began harvesting the frozen ice spears, melting them into water that could be stored in our empty mineral tanks as the life-giving liquid the Spades needed to survive. The navigational crew began assessing the new asteroid field to find safe pathways to the surface, and the rescue crews began to assemble the specific medical supplies needed for a watery species. The miners returned with a full tank of water and attached it to the first cruiser. I leaped in with my squad, and we zipped through the asteroids on a perpetually moving route provided in real time by the navigators before splashing down on the almost boiling surface of a sea. A group of a few hundred Spades were waiting just under the surface. It was carnage. Many were missing sections of scales that had sloughed off into the boiling seas. About a third of the group had severe steam injuries, their fins covered in weeping lesions and ulcers, and everywhere a terrible, painful wail filled the air. We loaded as many Spades as we could into the tank, taking those with the gravest injuries first. I donned a type of high-tech wetsuit and bit down on a small breathing apparatus before diving into the tank with the Spades and beginning to triage their wounds. We used a combination of a special salve harvested from a planet called Marin in the Pleione system and intentional soul weaving, which harnessed the direct energy of the soul and temporarily reconfigured it to prioritize healing the body it resided within. I used my own soul's energy like a spark between my fingertips to manipulate the energy grid of the Spade soul in front of me and recalibrated it to speedily patch a deep lesion on her dorsal fin and to replace the scales she had lost. The next several hours were spent cycling through the rescue carriers and water tanks until there were no more living Spades left on the imploding world. It is here that the dream ends, and I wake to immediately begin writing.